Well, a recent national survey found something surprising. About 63% of Americans say they are more afraid of running out of money in retirement than they are of dying. And here in Arkansas, the numbers suggest that concern may actually be even higher. So for this week's Money Monday, Gary Garrison with Asset Protection Wealth Management breaks this all down for us. And Gary, I can't imagine that this is just on retirees' minds. Like, even myself, I'm already thinking about my future. And
Sure.
And being, how much money do I need to save up for our family in the future?
I know. You think about that. 2/3 across the country, 2/3 of retirees are more concerned about running out of money than dying. And with longevity, it makes sense. I mean, you can now live 20, 30, 35 years in retirement. And then at that point, it's not so much about the stock market as it is just running out of money. You want to make sure your money lasts and don't want to outlive your income. But yeah, you're right. In Arkansas, the numbers are even more alarming.
Let's talk about the Arkansas Social Security dependents. Do a lot of people depend on this for their income?
Yeah, so about 30% of Arkansas seniors that are on Social Security depend on Social Security for over 90% of their income during retirement. And that's a lot. That's very, very high. And so what that means is about 1 out of every 3 retirees is living predominantly on Social Security. And it really wasn't intended to be that significant. So again, people are looking for alternative sources of income all across the state.
Right, that Social Security was never supposed to replace an entire paycheck, correct?
No, it's just a supplement.
Sure.
Yeah, but so many Arkansans have used it, predominantly as the source of income that they have. And there's over 618,000 people in Arkansas that are on Social Security. Nearly 1 out of every 4 people in Arkansas is on Social Security. And so, that's a lot of people that are dependent on that. And, I think the bigger concern there is people are worried about, okay, I don't have any other income. So where am I going to get some money from? And that's what we're about to talk about here. So poverty prevention in Arkansas, Social Security keeps 40% of Arkansans from being in poverty.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, so if we didn't have Social Security, 80% of Arkansans would be in poverty in retirement. Isn't that something? So what can retirees do? Well, there's a lot they can do, but there's a 3-step plan. Number 1 is create a lifetime income stream, a separate lifetime income stream. And we help people do that. Had a guy come in last week, and he was basically living on Social Security. He said, I need more income. And I said, well, what are you doing with that idle 401k over there? Wasn't doing anything with it. So we took part of that and generated an income that almost matched his Social Security. So now his income has doubled for the rest of his life,
Oh,
just
wow.
like Social Security is. So he was very pleased with that. That's a big lifestyle improvement with money he wasn't even using. So that's very, very important. You also want to plan on longevity. Again, people can live 3 decades in retirement. And so the big worry there is outliving your income. And I've talked about on the show before, we have several ways of making sure people don't outlive their income. Immediate annuities are one of those ways where your income can start the very next month, and it'll pay you just like Social Security the rest of your life. So that prevents you ever running out of money in retirement.
Is that a good segue into controlling those withdrawal rates? I mean, we obviously don't want to take out more money than we have.
Right, you definitely don't, and you want to avoid large withdrawals early on in retirement, because that can really derail how much income you can get off your 401k or IRA if you take too much out early.
Like going on a lot of big trips early,
new cars, addition to your house, all those things.
Giving their grandchildren all these big elaborate gifts right away.
I know, and you may need some of those things or want some of those things, but it's better to just wait and kind of get a feel for retirement and what your needs are before you go and spend a lot on that, so that you don't outlive your income.
I remember my grandparents, when they retared, they took a trip to Disney World. I'm like, look at them living their life, going to Disney World.
Spending my inheritance.
But what else do we need to know about the sphere of running out of money during retirement?
Well, I think it's just to make people aware of it. People are, they're not aware of that. Well, I got Social Security, I got a 401k, but what about your income? You can't live on Social Security. So you have to think about using some of your assets to provide or supplement that income so that you can have a nice retirement. And that's very easily done. We help people do that a lot. It's also important to get the most out of Social Security before you start it. We have a Social Security Max report that'll tell you all the way down to the year and month you should start Social Security to get the most out of it.
Oh, wow.
So every dollar extra we can get out of Social Security, that's a dollar less we have to take out of your other monies. So that's important. And then you need to take a look at your current portfolio. We do a lot of that, and make sure that your investments are invested correctly for your risk temperament. And we have a little link we can send people to know what their risk number is. It's fun little test to take. But once you know that, then we can look and make sure that your investments are invested correctly for your risk. And those are all the things that you need to do to have a good retirement and income that you can't outlive.
If somebody wants to come and see you and just talk more about this with you, what's the best way to do that?
Well, you can call or text the number there on the screen, hit the QR code, and we'd love to visit. You can just text us and say, hey, I'm interested in the 3-step plan. Can we get together, and we'll show it to them.
Perfect. Great information as always, Gary.
Thank you,
so
Ansley.
much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have more Good Morning Arkansas after this. Stay with us.